I just changed my computer settings the other day to like all like black.
Like
Black
night theme,
background.
like dark
Yeah,
theme.
like black. Yeah, it was weird to get used to, but I feel like it's way easier on my
Yeah, I
house.
always do that.
I mean, everything's dark. This fucking hair is out of control. Look how long it's getting.
Can't see shit right now. Hold up.
Look like a freak show. Look like the guy from. I look at the guy from Fifth Element. If I comb it to the side and put a fucking plastic jug on my head. You know what I'm talking about?
No,
There's a guy. You ever watch the Fifth Element?
I've only seen parts of it.
Dude, you gotta watch the movie. It's a fucking great movie.
Remember that came out in like the early '90s, right?
Dude, yeah, that chick was so hot.
Ow. Mia Jovovich.
Yeah. Girl. Yeah, you're right. So hot, dude. She was beautiful.
All right, let's see if I can get the chat up on the screen now.
Hey, if you don't want to be live on my podcast, I don't know what you're doing here, but want to be live on my podcast, I don't know what you're doing.
Hey, we love Echo.
You fucking boom, hey, no.
Hey,
You're getting yelled at lately for being rude.
you're getting yelled at for being rude to who?
No, her. I'm getting in her ass about it because she like, I'm going through a stage where she like wants her undivided attention. You'll be talking to someone, she's like, hey. And I'm like, yo.
Who, your
it's
girlfriend
fucking-
or your kid?
No, my kid. Who was the guy who fell into that? What was the plastic cover? Look at this picture. This guy's hilarious.
All right, chat's working.
Gary Oldman,
I love me some Gary Oldman.
bro. In the Fifth Element, he combs his hair to the side like this, like all the way like this, and he has like a milk jug around this plastic, and he's like the evil guy. Dude,
Yeah,
fucking amazing.
yeah, he's
So
always the
great.
evil guy. I never seen him in that movie though.
Dude, watch that movie with like Sherry. Hopefully everything goes tonight, but it goes good well tonight. But it's a fucking great movie, dude.
Speaking of Gary Oldman, he's also Dracula and Bram Stoker's,
Yeah.
which is a movie that we were talking about watching for like a year now.
Right.
We usually just put on Dateline and drink or eat. It's kind of funny.
Dude, I love Dateline, dude.
Datlines great.
He's been in some fucking awesome movies, dude.
All right, we're up. We're live. We're good. We're ready to go. Let me.
Hey.
I'm gonna make a coffee because I'm fucking like fading. Fucking fading right now. Give me a second.
You're up too early. Gotta mute my fucking shit, but episode 3! I'm all jacked up on coffee, ready to have fucking heart palpitations. And Johnny Bombs is getting coffee ready to be on my level. I wonder what that's called. Let's see, I'm looking it up. Mute. There we go. Yeah, I can see the chat now. Okay, cool. Alright, just setting up, getting shit right. Boom. Check 1, 2, eat my ass, it says in the chat. Very nice. How is everybody out there? Hopefully well. I had a rough week. Sure, John, this week. I had a long.
Alright, we're just waiting for shit to warm up.
Troponin is the word I was looking for. So when you troponin is the enzyme that your heart gives out while it's under stress. Now it can happen a lot of different times. It can happen like when you overload on stress. It can happen.
What are you calling it?
What?
What'd you call it?
Troponin. Troponin.
How do you spell it?
Troponin.
Oh,
It's a protein complex involved in the muscle contraction. It occurs.
Troponin.
Troponin?
Yeah. Amino acid, right?
Yeah. So that happens. That gets dumped into your body when you have a heart attack. So listen, there's two other ways it happens. I had at high levels at one point when I had the flu. I was sick and I was so tired of being sick, I fucking lost my mind and punched the door down and definitely was acting like a fucking maniac. But I was sick for days, man. It was just, they had me on antibiotics and stuff. But long story short, it'll happen when you're really stressed, it'll happen when you have a heart attack, and it happens when you do too much cocaine. Yep, 3 major, those are like the 3 normal things. So when you go in, you have stuff. I had got scoped and everything, looked at all the valves, and everything was fine. Everything's great. He's like, your heart rate's great, everything like that. He's like, you're probably, I was like, I'm under a lot of stress. He's like, yeah, fucking dump that shit. But he's like, a lot of things I see is we test people's blood, and people that do a lot of cocaine, that'll get dumped into your body because of stress and not sleeping, and that will lead, from that continue to dump into your system, it can lead to have you have a minor heart attack from that. Because what happens, it dumps in, and it's the constricting of your walls inside of like your valves in your heart. And it'll constrict flow and you'll have a heart attack.
Yeah, all set with that.
Fucking fact for the day, don't do too much cocaine before breakfast.
Breakfast.
I'm personally not a fan of, I'm not a fan of that, I'm not a fan of anything like that. I'm already like a zippy, high energy person as it is. I don't like, fuck that.
Yeah, last thing you need is fucking cocaine.
Oh, listen, me? Yeah, that's the last thing you want. I'm already a jacked up psycho as it is. I get ripping high off coffee, especially the coffee that we drink. Like you make coffee like I do. Like that shit is a fucking powerhouse. I think I've had coffee at your house a couple times, which changed my whole mentality of making coffee, because I grind it and throw it in a French press, and then I do the pour over deal now, but it's definitely gasoline. I fresh grind it too, so it's where you only need one. So quick story, John, so fucking funny. So I start making bulletproof coffee here, because it's the only thing I drink when I'm home. It's just French press coffee, pour over, protein powder. I use like MCT oil, butter, collagen. She's been drinking 2 a day. When I got back from my trip, she's like, I'm addicted to coffee. He's like, I've been having 2 a day. And like, she just bought the mushroom coffee to like supplement in. But I'll tell you what, that bulletproof coffee, there's nothing like it, dude.
Hey, I'm not drinking mushroom tea or fucking coffee. Get out of here. I'm sure it's fine.
I love tea.
But you know, it's not gonna be coffee. Oh, okay. Who the fuck's in here? Yeah, who's in here? Raise your hand.
Who's in here? My chat's cooking.
Raise your hand if you're in here.
Raise your hand. But yo, rub your titties if you love hip hop. Motherfucker. I feel like I'm getting pretty good results with just streaming on my computer and then watching the channel on my phone.
Yeah, I mean, I love it. I don't know if anybody else does, but I do.
You love what? I can't see the fucking chat's being a fucking nightmare.
Oh, I love listening and watching us be fucking maniacs.
Oh yeah, dude, that's the best. Hey, listen, I can't find, you know that last jam when Kirk came over with like the files and stuff like that? I looked on your YouTube. I couldn't find that because I was like intrigued on what we were doing, but I couldn't remember.
Wait, what do you mean?
Not last. There was a recording that me and you were just playing the morning of before like I left and we were playing guitar that day. And remember when, I remember what was said, but I can't remember the riff. I was like, oh, that's cool. I'll write. And you're like, no, this is your part. And we were laughing.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, that's cool. Then you're like, no, this is your part. I'm like,
yeah, well, it's funny because me and Matt, like, we had a couple parts going, and then I was gonna go on to another tangent on the two parts that we already had, and yeah, I surprised Matt with it being his new part that he has to play now.
I'm like playing it and mocking you. I'm like, cool. Then I'll like, no. I'm like, wait, my part. It's like your part. I'm like, fuck, dude. It was ended up being really cool. By the hanging out with them, I really started like just, you know it's good when you start just fucking around and things are falling together. That's what Kurt was like, what? Ooh, ah, and they start pounding on the ground. I'm like, yeah. It is cool.
Did I post those? I posted those videos, right?
Yeah, but I couldn't find it because it was like, it was a really cool muted, because it went from the part where it was like, dun 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 dun. It was like dun 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 dun. It was like it was almost like a stuttery thing, and you wrote something over the part wrote that.
Is it on my Twitch highlights? It could be on my Twitch highlights.
No, I don't know, but man, it was fucking cool. And last night I was racking my brain for like 30 minutes, and I got upset. I was like, man, what? And then I went looking for it, and I was like, I gotta remember that because it went so well because we were working on the transitions that went through. It was cool. I just well, that's what gives me the glimmer of like, what am I doing working a regular job? But also, I'm telling you, it's a cutthroat world of music. It's fun. Like, right? But yesterday I was like, sick, super cool.
It is super cool.
But we'll get into like what we were talking about earlier for the
online
the show. For the
patrons.
show. Yeah, so I actually got a deal. A kid's got some stuff, so I'd like to actually do them up to do a live podcast and just do a loop station live clip madness, like how I do it. We'll make it into a episode. Because I think I have extra pedals. The guy's got like one for $150, exactly what I got. And bring it up and set up there and show everybody live loop and have a whole like an hour of just live loop.
And is it it's not different than the Boss Loop station, or is it the same thing?
So with the Boss Loop station is good, and I had one.
That's the red pedal one, right? I've seen a couple different variations of that.
So there's one that actually just loops. It'll loop just one loop. And you erase and do it and you play loops. Now the other loop station is still small and has a little digital dial and it says 0 through 99. You can rack and save on that. My personal preference, if you ever spent the money, is the Jam Man Looper. And what that does is it's got channel banks up and down, and you can save up to 100 different rooks inside. And on top of that, which I recommend live, you can record a clip over the clip, and then record a clip over the clip. Like, you can keep adding on.
So it's more than one channel.
It's more than one channel, but you can do more than one recording on each channel. Like, I can play the light part, let's say Sanitarium for whoever's watching and for future. You play Sanitarium rhythm in the beginning.
Yep.
Then you play the lead, and you turn your volume down a little bit. You can play the lead over that channel again. So now you have two riffs in one channel.
Oh, okay.
Then
so it's like so how many tracks per channel can you do?
And like you can do fucking 30.
No shit.
In one channel.
Damn.
What happens is, here's why I do a bone switch through 2 amps, because when I play them riffs, I'll play, and we'll go through this another step, but just touch on this bass real quick. I play my loop station will go to an amp. Then I take my A/B switch and I play out of a different amp. So what happens is that riff plays through one amp. When you play two riffs through one amp, it muddies it up. So that's why when you hear me play, or I'll send you riffs and they're like, they sound good, is because technically I'm playing the guitar through a combo amp, and then I change and play through a totally different fucking amp and play my leads. It's two amps playing with each other, so they're not muddy. Because you gotta remember, a speaker, it isn't a master mix, it isn't well balanced, it's raw. So when it goes through and I try to play a lead over a rhythm on one amp, you get a lot of mass distortion and like muddy. When you play clean, two different, I was doing that forever, and it's really fucking interesting how I did. But Dimebag Darrell gave me that idea fucking 17, 18 years ago, when Jake was playing stuff and I started writing things that were kind of far beyond what he was capable of doing, and I wanted to be like little, like some of the metal riffs were really, the rhythms were really tight, and I was doing things off there and he was having a hard time. I just started looping myself. So I would loop live, and I'd play my rhythms and stuff like that live. And
yeah, so basically you're using another amp to like cut down on any of the like muddiness that you get from just a single speaker.
Yep.
Gotcha.
So the Jam Man Looper will loop through, and the looper does a couple really cool things. You have an instrument level, you have an output level, you have a metronome, you have all right on board, and then you have a few things that you can do on it, and then cool is a radical lead switch. What's cool about that, Morley makes an A/B switch and it works good, but Tone Bone makes an A/B switch, and there's a little tiny button that says 180-degree flop polarity. You can put your amps together right next to each other, and they're like right next to each other. You'll flop polarity on your Tone Bone A/B switch. You can put the amps facing each other, they won't feed back.
Huh.
For some reason, it's a ground lift, and what happens is when you put your amps really close together and you try to play, you'll get feedback, especially when you're by yourself. But also, too, there's a sweet spot in the room. If you walk to the right of my room, out in my music room, you'll hear one amp more than the other and the other one more than the other. So they'll stand up and they're kind of like 90 degrees to each other. And if you stand right in the middle, the pedal board's right there. But it's something to touch. I was with a jam for the got one for 100. And then the Radical Tone Bone A/B switch is easily like used $350. So we're talking like $800 just in them two pedals. But for like creation and writing, I feel like it's something that's
so Tone Bone and Jam Man Looper, you're spending $800.
So the Jam Man Looper that you're buying, that's like probably $300, easy. And then the Radical A/B switch, Radical is the company, Tone Bone A/B switch, that's like $350, $400.
Yeah.
You can get them for cheaper where people buy them, but Morley A/B switch, I am not a fan of, because if you put anything like that, it just swaps the channels, and what happens, you get massive feedback. I ran into that when I bought one, and I was like, this is a piece of shit, because on a level, if you're just playing light, super low levels, like on one, if you pump it up at all, you get a lot of feedback, a lot of bullshit.
Yeah.
Especially when you do metal, riffs and stuff like that.
Can you even buy?
Radical,
can you buy Jam Man Loopers new? Like, do they still make them?
Yeah.
Because I'm not seeing any new ones. I'm only seeing used.
Yeah, dude, I tell you what, they're sick as fuck. Now that they have new stations now that are like big floorboards, and big floorboards have all these effects, man. But me personally, like, they're cool to fuck around with. The Podline 6, that's really cool to fuck around. But I kind of want to send. Do you ever have a Digitex, the Digitex or Boss's digital delay?
Yep.
You ever play one of those?
Yeah.
The milliseconds on those, you can go fucking crazy. Like, you can go super far out. I wrote riffs on delay like that, where it's like I'm going. And then when I would play, the slapback would play with me, and when I play the second part of the riff, it would be a third or a fifth harmony. You could go bank, and then like 3 seconds later, it would go bank. The onboard stuff is only like milliseconds. You can push it way far out. So when these pedals, like that Jam Man Looper, it just caters to looping. It ain't worried about delay, it ain't worried about reverb, it ain't worried about tremolo. It's worried about just a loop station. And I tell you what, I don't know how long you have, but I think it's like a minute or like a minute and a half, something long. Like you could literally like play a fucking half the song, and then do it.
Is it pedal by? Is it by Digitech? Who makes them?
The AB switch is made by Radical.
No, the looper.
Jam. I'll tell you what it is. I have one. I have to pull apart my my AB switch because I broke the input on it. No matter what you do, you know John as well as I do. You play your shit, it gets worn out, dude.
Yep.
You fucking play it.
Jack's notoriously just not working. Or
so Digitech. Yep.
Okay.
Digitech makes it. Now there's two kinds. There's two out there.
I see the single and the double.
There's one that has 4 buttons on it, on the bottom.
Like 4.
Loop up, loop down. Okay. I don't like that one. And I'll tell you why. It has the same things, but there's a Digitech Jamman looper with two flat black like buttons.
Yeah, like stompers. Yeah.
So those are dope because it's a bigger foot, and then when you do play, and I do the rhythms, and I'll play a rhythm. When you play, you gotta clip it live, perfect. I feel like I have a better foothold of when I press, because I have ones that have just the button like on my normal shit. I like the big flat area, so when I'm playing and I loop through, it's a more comfortable switch. It isn't a click. It just pushes down and suppresses. It doesn't go to a click, 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 click. It doesn't, like those switches that are on like the Podline 6 floorboard, something that when you click it goes click, click. I notice when I play with that, I'll get I had one of these loop ones as an extra one, and when I clicked on it, I noticed when my loop went through, and it was like dun 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 dun, and then when I went back and had the riff play, it would have like in the middle of it.
Oh, really?
Which would fuck me up.
Yeah, that's
because
weird.
I'm all about time. I want it to the fluidity of when I write. If I write an interlude, or if I write a lead, or if I write anything over a riff, that little fucks my timing up. I'm like, I can't oversee it. They have to be completely fluid, and that pedal, that Digitech pedal with them suppression, with like little like bike pedals or gas pedals or whatever. I don't know what to call them, but I feel more comfortable. You're getting a better
more tactile, right? Yeah, that makes perfect sense. It's like mechanical keyboards, like you feel each key. Oh, we lost him. Alright, he's back.
Like that.
Oh, you're breaking up like fucking crazy. I can't hear anything you're saying.
It wouldn't be a show without technical difficulty.
Yeah, the shit is part of the show.
It is part of the fucking show.
So I thought it was funny, not to totally gloss over the Digitech looper, because it is cool, but back to what we were talking about before, us rewatching some of these podcasts and kind of having a good old laugh about it. You really get to see yourself in a different way. And me and Matt talk about this all the time. Whether it's podcasting, whether it's playing guitar, or like you see mistakes and flaws and things that maybe you could polish and do a little bit better. And this is no different. So we'll stop talking about Justine right now since she's in the room.
Nice ass. You gonna say hi?
Hi.
You gonna say hi? Or because there's like so many people on here watching you.
All 3 of us.
Alright, bye. Hi, Sonny.
But I was...
Sorry, go ahead.
No, so I was going through watching some of our old videos, like just clips or edits that I had to kind of go through real quick and just kind of package up a little bit more neatly before I put them online. And I thought it was funny how often I say the word fuck and like.
Me too!
And they're automatically like, I'm not even gonna say like again, but I'm just gonna say like again. I'm not allowed to use those words. Or sparingly for this podcast.
I feel the same way because I look at I sound like Trump.
I know. It's
I do. I feel it's just like practicing. The more that you look at it and you fine tooth comb like performance and how you talk and how you do everything is important.
It really is. And sometimes you don't notice until you see yourself doing that shit. And that's exactly what I saw rewatching some of our clips. It's like, oh no! Why did I do that so many times?
Well, what you're doing is because of the meticulous. I feel like we both. I picked up a lot of stuff. Like music is is a big thing. I'll play. I like play.
Yeah, and ums are another great one. I love ums.
So
likes
so,
and.
So when I play, I'll review. And then I make the minute adjustments. That's what we're doing with this podcast. It's the only third show.
Right.
You're making the fine-tuned adjustments. We are big, scrupulous individuals that will play. I'll go back. I'll have to hit on it for like days. I'll say, okay, that ain't right. That's wrong. I give myself some tips when I watch. I make like it's something. You make adjustments and learn as you go. You always fine-tune yourself.
Because one of the things that it's easy to like, there you go, backseat it. But if you record yourself doing shit, it's funny. Because you may not know all the little ticks and fillers and gaps you'll fill in with like weird, with weird stuff. It could be body movements. It could be word fillers that we're talking about right now. It could be whatever, but any little gaps you feel like you have to fill them, and you don't. You really don't.
But sometimes the best part of everything is the anticipation and silence in between, like Deftones, perfect example.
Agreed. Yeah, silence is good. Silence
is good. Like building tension is good. I used to bitch about that when I played bands, when we would have something I'd want to like resonate or let things kind of build where we weren't doing anything, and there was always that one fucker that just like seen an opening was like whoa, like build tension, you cock. Like,
yeah.
What are we doing?
Right. There's really nowhere to go. Yeah, there's nowhere to go if you're just noisy the whole fucking time.
Well, when you have something and you're setting up, when you're like, okay, so Evermore, back when you helped me out when we were doing I Had the Stuff, and we were like, you're playing the same, yeah, he's doing rhythm, this cool, how are you building tension? Where are the chords leading you to your next riff is amazing. How are you leading to that? You're exploding into it, you're not building, people are shutting you off before, and I was like, well, what do you mean? And you were like, build tension with these chords and then let it resonate and then come in. But also too, when we're talking about silence, is you have to understand that the silence in between things is good, and if you try to fill void it, Freddy Krueger set the precedence for that when you heard it was always nice and quiet, then it was an explosion.
There's some anticipation when it gets quiet. Oh, you're breaking up again.
They open their ears more when you have a little bit of like change, but it isn't too much. Too much stimulation, people changing. It's a very small audience that want to hear complete noise 100% of the time.
Well, I kind of look at music as you would like reading music, listening to music, reading a book, listening to a book. There are sentences. There's commas, there's periods, there's phrases, there's paragraphs, and if you're not giving these phrases or these sentences their pause, and there's no periods, like let's say that there's no punctuation, it's a fucking mess. And the same thing is true. Same thing's true for music.
You don't know where to stop. Our favorite book from a kid is yours and mine and my sister's, Scary Stories. We would sit around and read that stuff. And it's funny because how we would read it, and there's, I don't know if anybody, if you ever read it before, or the books out there, other people in the 80s, 90s have read these books, there's like anticipations where they have anticipations that you read, something. A huge part of my life. Like when I was growing up, that really set a lot of tone for like how I read, how I did things. Right here, look.
I thought he was gonna pull down his pants for a second. I was worried.
Like these are the books you're talking about.
Oh, sick! Yeah. I never seen those. Never seen those covers. That's cool.
These are the remakes, and they actually have some newer like additions to stories. But these are all exactly the same. These are the books as a kid. I mean, I scare the shit out of my kids reading these old stories.
Yeah, those are great. I wonder. I think mine are over here. Maybe. Let me see.
I know you got them somewhere. 100%. It's something that I'm gonna be reading when I'm old. I've read them hundreds of times. John, like some of the titles in here are like The Big Toe, The Walk. He heard footsteps coming from the cellar stairs.
Yeah. So what's funny is, Kate got a lot of her inspiration from these art depictions.
Those are the original. That's the original cover.
Yeah.
Those are the original cover.
So sick.
That's the reissue. Because I moved from I got rid of. I read a bunch of books, and I still do this to this day. If I read something, unless it's something that really I love, like these books that have like nostalgia, I read them and then I give them away.
Yeah. So, speaking of which, it's probably about a year, maybe even a year and a half ago at this point, that I was doing some likes. I was doing some reading. And when you're a kid or even a young adult, you remember your teachers reading these books to you, or just reading to you in general, and how difficult it is actually to do. It's incredibly difficult to tell a story even if you're reading from the book. And that's another thing I didn't notice right away until I rewatched myself. I'm like, man, I'm kind of a shitty storyteller. It's probably, I mean, half of it is I didn't have the theatric, and second of it is I just couldn't read good, I guess. But
my sister Charlene used to read these stories, and I have to get her to read a couple of these stories. Bro, even now, she read some stories to my kids when we went up and visited.
Yeah.
My sister has like this amazing, because I mean, obviously she's a beautiful girl. Beautiful, even in her mid-40s. Beautiful, grabs your attention. And the way that she reads is very with like this nice voice that lulls you in. And she'll read these stories, and then like she'll be like, jump in, like she'll fuck you up. Even as an adult, when I laid in the bed with her, she was reading to the kids. It just brought me back to a kid of how great of a storyteller and how fluid. She'll read the book and then like remember the next two sentences and then stare at you and then tell you the next. It's something. She has a skill. I've been telling her my entire life because I've always been a writer, and my sister writes too, and she's like a closet poet. And the way that she reads and presents things is like, I think that, like you were saying, I do the same thing. I see myself do it. I'm like, no, I suck.
It's an art. Yeah, it's an art, and you don't realize how fucking terrible you are until you do it. Yeah.
It's like being a performer. You can play guitar all you want in your room.
Right.
Can you come out in public and have that fluidity? You can be really great. And I think that Marty Friedman had said this in that interview we watched together. I made you watch. He's like, I love that they can play this stuff. I do it. When you come out and I see you, I want to see you run full tilt, playing the solo across stage. I want to see something exciting. I want you to, the deliverable have to be good. You can't just play it live in the studio and come out and have choppy, or when you're reading, how do you perform it? What's the presentation like? Are you grabbing my attention?
Well, how many times have you seen a good metal band and they're literally just standing there not doing shit, and you're like, all right, I do like the music a real lot, but visually I can't, it's hard for me to get into it. I just
Yep.
can't. If I don't see you rocking out, it's hard for me to rock out. So
I'm a firm believer in that. If you're not my favorite people to watch, I mean, we talked about this too, so we can break into this right now about like our favorite riffs and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Dimebag Darrell, that was either hit bass or playing amazing. He's like playing. Martin Friedman running across stage. Kirk Hammett jogging across the stage while he's ripping these fucking solos. Like, dude, you're my fucking hero.
Yeah.
Like, when I seen Children of Bodom back in like, yep, there's Light again. I seen Children of Bodom in 2002 at Armory in Albany.
every time anyone says like, you got to drink.
Yep, we should. Like, drink.
Next time, yeah.
When I seen Alex from
Children.
Children of Bodom, and I was like probably third set in. I watched him play them solos. I was super close, and he was headbanging the whole time playing. I was like, this guy's fucking destroying this fucking stage right now.
I mean, dude, that's what interested him in Metallica, picking up Cliff Burton when he was rocking out hard as fuck in the club.
Hard as fuck.
You know, like, oh, okay, we need this guy.
Yeah. You have a presentation. I feel like that, especially with me and you together, especially we're in a room, we're doing stuff. I feel like, in my heart, I feel like we're doing it injustice. We've never really written anything to play together. The energy that individually we have good energy, and of it together is like something where I feel is like magic. I still get apprehensive when we play and we do riffs together, which I enjoy those butterflies. If I wouldn't do it unless I didn't feel that. It's like chemistry of a first date over and over and over. It's like, I'll play something cool, you play something cool, you're like, better! It's fun. You want that. When anybody likes music or movies or whatever you like, art, you want to be moved. You want your artist or whoever you're watching to be interested.
You do. I do. I'm sure there are fringe people who don't, but fringe.
Very small, very small amount of people are like, I love when they stand there and do nothing.
And look, I totally understand if you got a fucking crazy solo and you gotta fucking root yourself into the earth to get it out. Fine, but then you gotta go after that.
you better be making the faces though. You better literally be ripping your heart out, shredding it, and just dying across the leg.
Yeah, you better at least be puckered, like visual puckered.
I visual nowadays, especially how fiery things are, especially now in 2024.
Yeah.
Things are very visual. People don't want to watch the mundane of like just one thing. They want fiery.
Yeah. Also, people can tell if you're faking it. If you're faking it, you can tell. You can tell. People are not stupid. They're really not. If you're not pulling out their heartstrings, they know. It's a visceral feeling. They know. And how many guitarists you see faking those faces, that is just so cringy.
My favorite, like some of your favorite and my favorite guitar players, they're within our top 10. I feel what they feel when they play, and I actually see them live, and the music, the songs are good. And then when I watch them play, and like they'll be crying, or like they're really distorted. They're escaping right there, and I'm sharing a moment with them. Now, maybe not the exact moment, but we're running parallel with the same feelings. If you're gonna perform, very few people are performers and actual writers. Like, a lot of people write, but we're talking on a level of being moved. Like, okay, there's Light again. Fuck. And fuck.
Drink, you fucks.
These books that we read as kids, you said Skittles got inspired by this. I got inspired. You got inspired. We read stories to each other. Not dumb, but they're excellent.
It's still inspiring. Yeah.
So again, right now, I've read it millions of times. To me, myself, whatever. I still love the anticipation. The kid finds a big toe. They cut off. He's like, my big toe. It never gets old. It's something that's so good. Like a lot of the playthrough albums we listened to when we were younger, like And Justice for All. We'll touch on Metallica because that's one of our like main iconic from our youth.
Yeah.
And Justice for All, Ride the Lightning, Master of Puppets, and Kill 'Em All were like the main four that were complete playthroughs when we would go skate and we'd have a radio, or we were at your house or my house We would just put it on. We would listen from the beginning to the end, play through. I mean, there's other bands out there too. I can
for
name
sure.
a ton of them.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
complete,
cassettes, like going through cassettes, wearing cassettes out. Wearing
cassettes out.
Yeah.
I remember stuff being damaged and going to your house because we both had receivers with dual players that made recordings, and a lot of time when we had stuff worn out and I had it, I'd make you a tape, you'd make me a tape. We were taking tapes and like using alcohol to clean the covers off of, like, it would be I mean, I do like DJ Clue, I'm not getting on it, but they'd be like a DJ Clue tape. I would clean that off, so I would make another Master or Puppets copy for my Walkman.
Right.
I'd be like, well, I don't want to bring my good copy, so I'll bring this ripped copy. So if I fall or break it, I won't break my original cassette inside of it.
Just preserving it like it's at like the fucking New York State Museum behind the glass case.
I really did, because I remember when we used to have our tapes stacked up in numerical order of by band and by the year of release of the albums. It would be like, oh, I got Binge and Purge. Wait, Kill 'Em All ain't on top anymore. Binge and Purge demo. Yep. They were very organized.
It has nothing to do with our OCD.
I was very serious about how I organize, how
I still organize
I
shit.
set my receivers up.
Yeah.
We always were doing weird shit too with our stuff. We had like the best stereos when we were younger, and we used to put our bookshelves and we used to caulk the inside. I had a fan on my receiver so I wasn't overloading it.
Yeah, gotta protect
how
that.
I stacked my CD when CD players came out, CD players 5-disc CD changers. Never forget that.
Nope.
I remember we had CD cassettes, and when I remember you had one before me, the Anti-Shock CD.
Oh yeah.
I can change it, and I got 5 seconds. I'm like, 5 seconds?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
And somehow they still weren't really that great. So you'd have it in your car and you'd be driving, you'd hit a bump and you'd be like, for whom the time marches on. You know, you miss like a whole section. But that was normal. That was normal. See, there's this fucking anti-skip on Matt right now. And his internet connection. Zip, 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 zip.
You better know Morse code if you want to watch this fucking podcast.
Yeah, just pretend that you're listening to us on your fucking CD player mapped out to your cassette player, driving your Oldsmobile Cutlass Sierra from 1987.
Where the heat doesn't work and it's freezing outside.
Yeah.
You got extra jackets on.
You got an extra jacket on, and you have one of those like bullshit blow heaters that plug into your fucking cigarette lighter. Duct tape to the dashboard to keep the windows from fucking frosting.
I was gonna say, when the anti-disc CD players came out, you couldn't turn them vertical. Like they had to be like this. You couldn't turn vertical to play.
Yeah.
So skateboarding, we'd be skateboarding down the street like this.
Like we're waiters. It's incredible.
I remember we had Walkmans. We'd be able to clip to our belt, and that didn't do it. If you fell down, it would break. I remember getting.
Yeah.
We all thought we were so cool. We're like eating like this. Like, what the fuck is wrong?
Yeah, who are those?
I know my player is.
Who are those cool guys?
I literally, I was an adult now, but I was like, look at these fucking morons. Just use your cassette tape, you dummy. But the CD player was nice because I could skip to the song 7, song 8.
Oh yeah, there's no fast forward or rewind. It's just you can go to the next track.
I do remember getting my first CD player. I traded a bike for it, and I remember I had Far Beyond Driven, the Pantera album.
Yep.
It didn't come out of the CD player. I swear to God. Literally. I can listen to that album right now, know every word, everything, every change. It just, at that time of my life, it just, when they put it out, it was something I needed.
Yeah, I remember the first time that I heard I'm Broken And I was a little kid. I was a little kid when I heard that. My cousin Jeff came over to help my Uncle Eric work on the car or some shit. And he had his CD player, and he let me listen to it. I'm like, what is this? What is that? Like, I knew right away that it was just, for me, it was quality metal. And I couldn't tell you why. I just knew it was for me. It was catchy. It fucking slammed. And to this day, when that song comes on, like, I feel it in my guts. It's a slammer. But as Matt said, that whole album's a fucking slammer. Shedding Skin, get the fuck out of here.
Shedding Skin is unbelievable.
Get out of here.
First Pantera exposure I had, my mother had a tape. She got a box of tapes, and she was getting rid of tapes. My cousin, and this is the main thing when I was real young, 9, 10 before I met you, my cousin John Maiello
Scott!
fought a headbanger. And he was digging through the tapes, and we were in the back, and he goes, oh, Pantera. And I'm sitting at the kitchen table. He's like, hey, Aunt Rose, can I have this? She goes, yeah. And he looks at me and he goes, I'm a kid. I'm 9. He's like, you ever hear this? I'm like, oh. He's like, come on out. And he had an old school like IROC or Camaro with the fin. He always wear a backwards hat and
Fuck
ripped
yeah,
like metal
dude.
and ripped jeans. Like straight up 70s metal guy, like how Metallica, tight pants, like.
Right, listening to Rat on the way over. Yeah.
He put it in his tape player, and it's like immediately, it's like, hold your mouth for the war. I'm like, he takes it out. He's like, this is cool. He's like, do you have a cassette player? I said, I do. He hands it to me. He said, listen, because my brother Pete and DJ, they both listen to strictly like rap. Pete listened to a little metal, nothing a lot, but they listened to rap 100%. They were trying to wear baggy pants, stole weed.
Right, they're doing their thing.
They
right.
were metalhead. He gives me this tape. I binge on Vulgar Display of Power and Kill 'Em All. He gave me them 2 tapes. Kill 'Em All by Metallica and Vulgar Display of Power by Pantera. Changed my life.
Yeah.
I riding the bus, I'm like looking out the window, being like, seek and destroy. I played the shit out of those, but
Great riff.
that was my first.
Great riff. How fun is that riff, even just to play?
My mother took that tape from me on multiple occasions. I stole it back, and I remember my brother Peter. He used to be able to go in the room because he's definitely like 7 years older than me. She would take that because there was a song on there called "Fucking Hostile." My mother did not like that song at all, but I would blast it. I was good. I was 10. I think it was like 10 years old, and she used to take the tape from me. And this happened on at least a dozen times. Peter would go and talk to my mom, whatever, borrow a car, and he would come down and he would say, "Hey, what's up?" I had a room in the basement. You remember that room? It was dungeon. He'd come in, and he would never like tell me that he stole it back, but
But he did.
he would always come in and like sit his hand on top of my stereo system, and he'd, "Hey man, listen, how you doing? All right, bro, yo, I love you, bro." Because I was very close to my brother Pete. Steal my tape back. I'm like. Yeah, I got Pantera again. Let's go. And I'd do the same shit. I'd play, a song came on, I would blast it. It would get taken from me. Pete would go in. She's like, "You took it back." My dad would fuck me up because I would take things back that were essentially mine. But that kind of was like the metal born in me. I loved it. But Pantera, definitely for you and me, definitely like to my core. Knew that I loved that from the beginning.
Yeah, it was noteworthy. There's a lot of noteworthy things though. Speaking of Children of Bodom, I remember Scott Moreau was one of the first people that showed me Hatebreeder, and I heard that dude and I was like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
Never heard anything like it before. Silent Night, Bodom Night, dude, get the fuck out of here. That's some crazy shit.
Yep.
Great album.
You told me Children of Bodom, and I literally was like, I was moved. I didn't know what to even think of it. I was like, they're amazing.
I might have to tune. It's been several weeks since this has seen any action. I feel slightly guilty, but like me and Matt were talking about before, I kind of have to work, unfortunately.
Touched base on that earlier today about discussing like favorite riffs, music that moves you, and then priorities.
Yeah, priorities. Priorities are pretty big, and they're really hard to stay true to. So here's one of my priorities, and it's a good motivation. My priorities are fitness, exercise, and diet, and my motivation is pain and not feeling like shit. When you're young, you don't have to worry about that, so you know, enjoy it while you can. But those are two things in my life that are prioritized. They gotta be. Over guitar, over the podcast, those things have to be in order, and if they're not, nothing else follows. And I'm sure Matt has some of those too. Yeah. What do you got? What's one of your priorities?
My priority is staying on a campaign of a ritual of making sure that, number one, health is in line, mental health is in line. Those are my number 1 and 2, especially for like my relationship, my kids, and just being wholesome. Staying fit and diet like you, I feel like that's important. Yeah. If I don't stay on top of that, because obviously don't worry about it, you start early 40s, even if I think I'm in decent shape, it's still a variable. If you let yourself go and you get really out of whack, overweight, whatever, it's so hard to reel it back in. So priorities for me is health and mental health, mental conditioning. It's even above music. Yeah. I can't do music if I'm not mentally healthy.
No. Yeah, arguably, you can't do anything well if you're feeling like shit. You can't do anything well if you're not fucking sleeping, you're not eating right, you don't have the energy stored. Like, what can you do well if you're feeling like shit all the time? And the answer is nothing. It's nothing. So what is more a priority than your own mental, physical, spiritual health? Nothing. And whatever that looks like might be different for you, me, or Matt, but to identify what those things are, they're huge. They really are huge.
Something resonates with you and I that's huge is positivity. Positivity I either feed off of you or I feed off of things around me, because I absorb those things, especially from like my aura, because when my well's running dry, I need that positivity to help. I'm so hard on myself. I need positivity and mental drive me to do these other things, and then prioritizing, and then maintaining the schedule too. It's very tough. But being true to yourself, I think that if you can wake up and you can go to a job 9 to 5, you're working for me or I'm working for you, I show up at 9, why the hell can't you wake up at 9 on Saturday and work out for 20 minutes? Why can't you breathe for 8 minutes? You can watch, you can scroll, Don calls it the doom scroll or the scroll of doom.
Oh, I was doing that last night. You know, yeah, look, you come home from work and you're fucking tired, the last thing you want to do is anything, and scrolling is easy, and it feels good. Like that, you get that dopamine dump, and that's what those fucking assholes are banking on. Keep you engaged. But sometimes it's okay to do it. It's just you noticing that you're doing it and not doing it too much, I think, is the key.
Necessary evils.
For sure. Yeah, for sure. How about that fucking Seek and Destroy riff though? Let's see if I can remember it. What was the second part? It's
a 5.
Yeah, buddy. That's a better finger. That's it. All right, we do remember it. No, I think it's a big hit. There it is.
And then the verse
So fun. Dude, that's all pentatonics. So fun.
That's something we could play easy. I mean, I'm not playing solo. Yeah, I don't know if it doesn't work, but that's something that you could just
Yeah. Also, speaking of pentatonics, we didn't really get into Megadeth at all. But speaking of this fifth position, that riff fucking kills. That is such a killer riff.
There's Megadeth is. I tell you what, I feel, and I'm not shitting on Metallica at all. Metallica got their first initial uplifting everything, and James is great. Some of them riffs by Dave Mustaine really carried a lot of weight in the very beginning of Metallica's career. I tell you what, Whiplash, like, that's fucking iconic.
Yeah, how's the beginning of that go?
I have to grab a guitar. It's like 3/6. It's like,
I'm trying to treat like you even remember how the fucking. I keep thinking of Phantom Lord in my head. Whatever the fuck it is, I don't know.
it's I remember. It's rap. Whiplash, then jump in the fire. Whiplash starts out and goes, it's E on 799. It's E chord. Then it goes 7 6 5 on A, on the A string. It goes and then it's E5. It's like open like quads.
Yeah. Is there a hammer on there? I can't remember.
No, it's 7 5 E5 power chord and then quad and it does that. And you got palm music. Awesome shit. The lyrics of that song are sick as fuck.
So good. I was just fucking around with
Late night on Systems Go, you come to see the show.
I don't even know what the
We do our best.
You're the
You're
rest.
the best. Really, you know. There's a feeling deep inside that drives you fucking mad. I love that shit. When I come up, we do. We're gonna come up.
What's that? What's a No Remorse riff?
No remorse roof?
Is it a slide up?
Yes, it's start on E5 and slide to an F sharp on the Jana, E5, Jana, now. There it is, dude. The soul being that fucking riff, and that song is a fucking killer.
What's that?
The solo in the beginning of that song is a fucking killer.
Yeah. What? I have no idea what that was.
It's I'm not even. I have to literally practice it for.
I remember Cannibal Corpse did a remix of that, and they made it so low, and it's actually really good. So if you guys ever heard the Cannibal Corpse reimagining of No Remorse, it's worth checking out on YouTube.
That's a cool slide.
Is
So
it?
listen,
It's 2 to 4, right?
On No Remorse, it's very similar to Seek and Destroy. It goes Dan out, a hammer on 5 and 7. It's D. It's D E. So it goes down. The lyrics to this song
brat, brat.
Yep. I love how James attacked everything back in the day when he was like, he did a lot of his singing. Because even the lyrics for the song is, no mercy for what we feel the sorrow, no remorse for the helpless one, war without end.
And then it goes into that other, it's like, or whatever it is, I don't know. But you know what I'm talking about? He has that doom like riff to it.
Nobody, listen, if you're gonna do old Metallica Kill 'Em All stuff, you gotta kind of stay true to it because it's so good.
It is. It really is.
Any old metalhead is gonna jump up because I told you the story when I was playing guitar and playing a lot. Teddy Shajetsky, he actually passed away. God rest his soul. But Joe Ferrandino and Teddy used to have me come up and we would drink beer. And I was young, and Teddy, every time I showed up, he hammered or I'd come, he'd see me playing guitar. He's like, "Seek and destroy." I'm like, every time.
Oh no, we lost him again. Where'd he go? There's too much for the stream. Oh, I guess we'll wait till he gets back. What are some of your favorite metal riffs, chat? Throw them up there. What do you got? See if we can resurrect them. Come back. Now you played the song you guys did on stream a few days ago? What song was that? Was it a cover song that I played on over a Night Spot? Or was it a... I'm interested. What is it? What is it, Scott? I did a solo on it? Oh, could it have been... I think I only did a couple solos for Night. Was it an original or was it that Toto song? I did those two. I don't think I did anything else. Matt said he got a power surge, so we're gonna wait. We're gonna wait for him. We'll wait for him. But yeah, it feels good to play this guitar. Like I said, I haven't picked this up in a while, so as unfortunate as it is, it's nice that I get to do it now. But as you all know, rust sets in pretty quick. Not enough room on this little desk here. You think that I'm using a stand-up desk? Wrong. Wrong. This is just a fucking music stand. That's why it's all like super wobbly. It could fall over at any point. Shit, is he back? This motherfucker's back. We just can't hear him. Hold on.
Oh yeah.
Alright, we back in this.
I had a power surge. It was like, is it raining? It was like, I was like, I'm going. I'm back. How do you get back where you left off? Oh, no.
Yeah, we're just talking about cool riffs, and then I was inspired to grab my guitar. But I think I'm gonna take a seat for a minute, because it's been over an hour. I've been standing the whole fucking time.
Yeah, I'm sitting here. Justine's got has this like ergonomic chair, but it folds out to a handstand. You can put your head on it, put your shoulders, and you can do handstands on it.
I bought this
Pretty cool.
this lumbar support cushion. This is old man shit, and it's actually pretty fucking comfortable.
Man,
If you guys are interested,
all the old man toys.
if you guys are interested, I'll send you a link. I know I got some old fucking bastards in this chat.
You got that Bax lumbar support and a bedpan.
And a reacher. Dude, I actually bought a reacher. Because I'm sick of bending over and breaking my back.
Soon you're gonna have a little cup with a line. You're gonna go home. You're gonna go.
Buddy,
Home.
people make fun of me for this, but I don't even give a fuck. This comes in handy.
Reacher.
Don't give a fuck. If I can save myself bending over 50% during the day, I'm gonna reduce a ton of inflammation in my lower back. So I'm gonna do it. I don't care.
Amen.
All right, let me fix this camera zoom. Hey, nice face.
I don't know why it won't let me put things.
Yo, nice fucking exercise bike. I guess I have to fix the camera. Unless you guys love my exercise bike, that's fine too.
I just swapped my my camera back to this Mexico.
Mexico!
And back to like priorities and stuff like that. I feel like that's super important to have a schedule to maintain, like, especially for priorities in life, like working. I know people love to work. I personally don't.
Boo!
Who's right?
If you like work, we can have a chat.
I would like work if it was something I was doing that I was, I don't know, if I was doing music or something that didn't involve physical labor.
Yeah, most of it physical labor. As you can see, I have a reacher, lumbar support, and an ass pad. So physical labor is not my thing, I guess you could say.
I do a shit ton of walking for work, so
Same.
But I tell you what, any job, it's applicable across the board. Whatever you do for your job, God bless you, because if you're good at your job and you do a good job, the more you give, the fucking more that they're gonna take.
Yeah, 100%.
If things get simpler for you and they realize, oh wait, you're getting efficient at that, let's up fucking load and lower the pay.
Or not even lower the pay, but even somewhat more nefarious, let's never give you a raise.
Yeah. It's like go do a job and then adding things onto the job, but still paying you exactly the same. That's lower than the wages. Now it's 4 hours. Now it's 6 hours. They want you to do extra stuff, but they're still paying you exactly the same. Like not hourly. You make $200. Now you're doing 6 hours, you $200. It's. I have met a few people that I won't name drop anybody, but I know that they're really they've had.
You know who you are.
Yep. You know who you are.
You pieces of shit.
They've gotten really, really good at their job, But what they'll do is they'll trickle work in to seem like they're still like really overloaded, and they'll sit back and just take bong hits and walk their dog or whatever, and they don't really. I think that, hey, I'm envious because that's super smart.
Yeah. So if your goal is to, you know, just delegate and pass the buck, then that's good for you.
There's a lot of stuff out there you can do that like that. I feel if you did something online, if you did like reports, and you can write a report, like the reports that I write for my job, they take between 6 and 8 hours. There's guys out there that can write them super fast, and it depends on how many problems there are. But if they can do that in 2 hours, they're not telling them they're gonna do it. They're gonna wait the 6 hours, do it in 2.5 hours, do it, and then hand it in. Now, if you're per project, that's cool. You make more money to do that. But the people that make hourly, tell you what, I'm on board with them. If I'm making hourly and I'm allotted 6 hours to do something, I do it in 3. You better believe I'm playing guitar for 3 hours. I'm not trying to take on more.
No, why the fuck would you? Why would you? And the first employer to say, here, we're family? Nope. Nope.
I've ran into this before at certain jobs that I've worked at that I've done well at. I've done a good job. And I love how they'll say, well, you know, we're family. No, because they don't give a fuck about me. They care about me bringing revenue in.
Yeah.
They care about how much I'm bringing in.
It's a business.
They care about how much workload I'm doing. And I'll tell you what, I've experienced this before. I've had jobs where it's like per diem or it's per project, and they realize how much I can do, and they'll fucking choke back fees.
Yeah.
Because they'll be like, oh yeah, we'll pay you this much for this. And you realize, oh, you're doing it twice as fast as the next guy. I can't pay you this. I'm going to choke it back. I'm going to choke it back 25%. So instead of let's make it easy, $100. We can't pay you $100. I can pay you 60 because you're too fast at it. Which I feel, because experience, that's fucking bullshit. That's like stolen a window. You make $500. If I can, you take fucking 2 hours and I take 45 minutes. I shouldn't make fucking less because I'm efficient and I'm great at it.
No. I would say arguably. I would say arguably, you earned that money doing it faster and more efficiently.
I feel if you're faster at doing something, let's keep it simple with Windows. Say you're doing it in 2 hours and you're making $200. I'm doing it in 45 minutes. I'm making $200. I think I should get a raise. I think I should make $250. I think I should make $250 instead of $200, and this is why. I can do twice as many windows. If you do 4 in a day and I can do 8, my revenue that I brought to the company is exponentially more, and I feel like I'm a star. And it could be, I can do it in 2 hours and you can do it in an hour. I feel like that's the people that are really good at their jobs, like people that hit home runs, okay?
Well, I think it's different. Like if you can do it in 2 hours and another guy does it in 1 hour, but he does a shitty job, that doesn't count.
That don't count.
Right.
I'm talking about same quality, 100%, completely accurate, doing amazing at your job,
yeah.
Same product, same output, same everything.
Less time.
That guy's worth his weight in gold.
Yeah, he is definitely worth more.
I've seen my brother Peter quit jobs because like that. I've seen him when I was young and I first started doing construction, doing installs. My brother Pete would install, dude, I'm not even fucking kidding, 10 windows a day. Pull them out and put them in.
Damn.
And the next guy sitting over there, he'll do 3. And my brother's like, this is fucking bullshit. We made the same amount of fucking money all day. He's like, I don't care if I made $5 a fucking more an hour. And then what they would tell him is just slow down. And there's a problem. I have the work ethic like my brother. I only know one speed. That's do the job.
Yeah, I'm doing it or I'm not. Right.
Right. I'm not. Listen, like you know me, how fucking fast my brain clicks. I'm not gonna sit around and twiddle my dick.
Right.
I don't want to be there. I want to make what I make, get in, out, and me. Where am I?
Yeah. Well,
fucking.
Yeah, well, the other thing we were talking about is how valuable our time is. If I can come in and do a 6-hour job in 4, and then you got to tell me I got to act busy for the remaining 2 hours to get the same pay. Go fuck yourself.
Yeah. Yep. Okay, I feel that a lot of times too, when you're paired with goodness, when we did your breaks, and I was like, oh, cool, you know how to do breaks. So do I.
Right.
Shit, it isn't. When you have two people that do the same job, say it takes you 2 hours to do your breaks. Then when you have somebody else that's good at something, it doesn't cut time in half. It cuts time down to like a small percentage, like 40 minutes we did instead of 2 hours.
Yeah.
It's because the companionship, knowing where things are working well together. If you get two people that are really good at something,
Yeah, could bang it
it
out.
doesn't cut the time in half. And I feel that good people that work really well side by side, that is not a normal thing. People can't. There are people who do well. Like having a great companion, granted, I feel like it's honored, but as an employer, they don't see it that way.
Yeah, you have to put in your resume, plays well with others.
I do. Listen, I'm very outgoing. I feel like I laughed a while ago. Somebody had said to me, because Justine talks a lot. I know I talk a lot. I don't care. But when people say that to me, oh, you talk a lot, I immediately rebuttal with, you're a great.
You're a what?
A great listener.
I was going to say a grifter. I could. You like cut up for a minute.
So people, when they say to me, oh, you talk a lot, I'm like, you're a great listener. I'm very vocal. I'm gonna say what I mean. I'm gonna come out of the box. I'm not the person to sit on a fucking egg and let it hatch. If there's something I don't like, I'm saying what I'm saying. I don't give a shit.
Yeah. Yeah. Also,
Has that cost me some opportunity? Sure, but I'm not sacrificing myself, like you just said. I'm not gonna sit around and like hold my dick for 3 hours so I make the same pay. You're stealing my time.
Yeah. And we don't get a whole lot of that, so it is precious. And if you're gonna, right, just I got better things to do. Like nothing.
I feel that even staying allotted for the weekends, us starting to do this, like we talked about in the last episode. Doing this and being consistent, I feel really, especially together, we'll have growth. And I feel like personally in my heart, it's an injustice not to do this. It's an injustice not to write music and try to release things and do things that are cool.
Yeah.
I think I'm not, it's an injustice to you and I feel like we have something to offer. I mean, I know everybody says that. If you feel like that and you're out there and you watch this, and you feel like you have something to offer, fucking do it. Do not sit around. Like, make an effort. Listen, the first time you make cake, let's use an example of cake. It's the first time you make, it ain't gonna be perfect.
You make cake, bread, grilled cheese, whatever. The first time you made toast, right?
We love to cook, because I'll tell you what, my favorite thing when I come to visit, John's cooking. We eat a lot of mono meals. We'll have some beer. We don't go crazy, but I'll tell you what, we fill our cup. We do a lot, but man, if you're out there and you feel like you're doing something and you have something to provide, you're not going to do it perfect in the very beginning, and if you do, you're not going to. Bottom line.
It's not.
So,
No, you're not. You're definitely not. Like we were talking about before, go watch yourself. Go watch yourself and tell me you can't come up with fucking 15 things that was just out of place. Out of place, out of pocket, needing some polishing. Whether it's your sentences, whether you stick like and fuck in your sentences like we do, whatever the case may be, it's all polishable.
I respect when I see flaws in people, and when people do things, and when people fuck up. I respect you more than
pretending
people that sit on things and that want to play a part, whether it be an actor, a drawing. You're drawing the same picture for 30 fucking years when you could have just put that out. And yes, the imperfections is what makes it human, the human element. Now we talk about AI. I'm not even gonna get into AI, but it's just, I'm not looking for perfect. I'm looking for cool. I'm looking for like, oh, I'm like them. I watch all these interviews my entire life. All these people that I look up to are really just human beings that got a break, that continue to grind. They're not sitting around working on one song for 25 years. They're not afraid to release something. They're out there and they're putting their nuts on the line. Sure, are you gonna make it every time? No. Are you gonna fail? Fuck yeah. But how many times do you get back up?
Yeah, and if it's so, this whole thing, this whole podcast, is the inception of what we kind of been doing for a while. So me and Matt are always on the phone. We're a couple of chattering hens, and we're like, hey, let's bring our conversations to people, because some of the shit we say is silly. Some of the shit we say is actually, worth spreading around, arguably, so we've been trying to write music for a while, and this is us setting time aside for us, for ourselves, for each other, for you guys, and letting this turn into something else. It'll starting out as a podcast. You guys get to see who the fuck we are. You guys get to know us, see us in real time, talking shit in real time, and I'm sure you see us in other people's chats here and there. But then we're gonna do some music. Then maybe we'll do some other artistic endeavor. But this is gonna be the base, ground level, let's say. And then from here, we'll just keep being us and getting into new stuff. And we'll bring you along for the ride. If you like it, come along. If not, you're not obligated to.
And staying open too, because if you ever watch this and you want to come in, you want to like a 10-minute discussion or something you want to touch on or something you really enjoy. I talked about Justine maybe jumping on with us one day, like when the kids aren't going completely nuts, and talk about like microgreens and growth and how she is and how she lost like 40 pounds. Tell you what, juice and stuff like that, that's amazing. But if you're out there and you have something, we are super open. I love and John of I to it, go somewhere or group setting. Like, I am a people person and I'm a loner, but if you do and you're out there, you want to touch base or get on or have a discussion on something for like 10 or 15 minutes, I'm down. I'm down to have other people on. So is John. I like the camaraderie. I like I mean, it could turn into something really good, or you could be busting on us, we could be busting on you, laughing at you like we laugh at Kurt majority of the time. We love him, but man, that guy does some crazy shit. Kurt, you ever watch this? You make everything better, dude. Whether it be fucking something completely
fuck you, Kurt.
that you do, or you're bringing in the element that I don't see. You always got something that's contributable to what we are doing. Always.
Yeah. Look, you want to get yourself your own little window to sit in the top or right-hand fucking corner? Fine. Fine. Come in for a 10, 15-minute segment. We'll talk shit, and then we'll cut you loose.
Yeah. I feel like that if people have the opportunity, this takes effort. It takes a lot amount of time. We're scheduling to do this on the weekend at least once. Just once. If you don't have that time and you want to jump in and voice your opinion on something, I'm down. Not about this is part of conversation with people people have lost the communication skills. Like, I'll text you or I'll call you. I run so many people where I go to interview them and they're like fucking lost. I'm talking to a fucking robot. So if you're out there and you want to talk about stuff that basically Twitch will allow you to talk about.
Right. Or if you just want to keep talking shit in the chat. Like,
yeah.
Look at Scott. Scott fucking just litters this chat, and that's totally cool. And you can do that too. Yep. Be like Scott.
Hell yeah. Oh, look at you dance.
What do you got going on the rest of the day?
I finished all my stuff, so I have to make some maps and stuff, and I'm pushing it out till tomorrow. Basically today, 100% is do fucking nothing. Pick up a little bit. This morning I had coffee, I woke up, I don't have too much stuff. Not answering work calls, not doing none of that shit. All my stuff's done. I'm basically just chillaxing all fucking day.
Perfect. That's what I like to hear.
I don't plan on doing nothing. Guitar, I'm at my classical and murder some stuff that I'm trying to write and fucking sound like caca for the day. But other than that, that's it.
Perfect. Yeah.
I'm gonna do some stuff. I'm gonna eat minimal. I just got this stuff in the mail. It's called Shilajit.
What is it?
So I want to start. Shilajit.
Go grab it. What is it?
Right here. So if you didn't know, me and John are always doing stuff like John was talking the other day about ketosis, about the strips you can buy, hitting ketosis, being on a diet, cold plunges for those cold proteins out of your liver.
Yeah, so you have cold shock proteins, you have heat shock proteins, and all that has to do with Makov playing a skin fluid. Yo, Mac, what's up, buddy? No, so a lot of that has to do with that hermetic response to extreme cold and extreme heat, and there's a lot of really interesting qualities that it can really help with. And if you're interested, check it out, because they do kind of elicit a similar response. They're a little bit different, absolutely, but both can really add to your life in varying ways. So worth looking into. A lot more people are into the heat shock proteins with saunas and steam rooms and things of that sort, because being cold is just kind of uncomfortable. But there's a lot of really good things the cold plunge can bring to your world too. And you don't have to buy a sauna to do it. You can literally just get in the shower and put on the cold water. Yeah, heat shock.
I love when we do stuff like that, because of I'll do cold stuff with John when I'm up in New York, and we'll get on. We got our spray. We do a lot of cold. Hey, I can quit. And he'll be under the cold. So he's like, "Don't you quit, you motherfucker!" I'm like, "I gotta get out of here, breathe. You better breathe." Like, it's important, but also too some of the herbs and natural things we're doing. Cold plunges. We do breathing together a lot. There's been many times I'm like, move over, I'm gonna pass out. Like, it's when you're together, it's good. But I encourage anyone to do fasting. Just drink water, juice fast for a day, cold plunge, breathe, go out in the sun when it's nice outside, and let the sun beat you up. It was negative fucking 35 outside one day when I was up there. I walk around the corner, my man's in his underwear. He's like, "You going outside or what?" We go outside. I mean, we're at the going maybe a couple minutes, and I'm going in. He's like, "You don't want to go for a walk?" I'm like, "No, it's negative 30 underwear, dude." He's like, "But it's the balls to go and do it, especially if you don't do it on your own. Find someone who's going to push you in a direction that's going to do it. Like, you should do the extreme things. It's good for your body.
It is.
It really is.
I mean, yeah, if you don't have any heart conditions where you're going to jump in a cold bath and go into a
No, don't do that.
I have a heart attack. But oh, yeah, if you're a regular, healthy, typical human, then yeah, get at it.
I encourage people to do Epsom baths, or do night clay and Epsom salt. Do something that's going to help you detox. So back to this Shilajit, right? This Shilajit, right?
Shilajit to quit. Hey. Is that MC Hammer? Is that one of his products? Put it on your balls.
That's too legit.
I know.
I just fucking too legit.
Yo, you gotta put this directly on your asshole.
So this is like a derived like mineral compound from like the mountains, and the number one thing this does
from the
number one, it has anti-inflammatory and antioxidant effects. So
where do you put it?
And it's what?
Where do you gotta put it?
You eat it.
Oh, no shit.
You eat it. So inside of this thing, this is brand new. I just got it.
It's like you're packing a dip of fucking mountain minerals.
It's literally, it's black.
Is it like gel?
Yeah, it's this weird syrup.
Weird. So
it fights bone loss. It causes it increases male fertility. Starts recovery.
Fucking juice your balls on there. Juice your balls up for that big night.
This stuff is excellent, and I'm gonna try it. You have to do it when you're fast in the morning time, so I'm probably gonna do a little bit. And I do a lot of drink activated at night because my stomach is rotten when I was younger. I drink activated charcoal. I have bins of that shit right here. Like, I drink this at night. This is straight up charcoal. You put it in a glass and it fizzes like crazy.
Matt goes, "Oh man, that's all he needs is more fertility." Yes, this crazy bastard's already got 3 kids down there.
Oh man, I'll tell you what, I'm a humping machine. I hump myself.
Oh man.
But that's really, that Shilajit's excellent stuff, and we can get a little. Do you know anything about like ivermectin? You ever hear like the story about ivermectin?
Yeah.
Ivermectin's some good stuff. I actually went and got some of that.
What?
And that's just for like.
I didn't know. I didn't know you can get a hold of that anymore because the U.S. government was like,
they had cancer.
oh man, we can't have people taking ivermectin because it actually fucking works. Uh-oh, we lost him. Son of a bitch. So if you guys couldn't tell, Matt has probably the most stable internet connection. Let's see if we can reconnect over here. The K is for quality. He's got the the faded glory Walmart equivalent of fast speed Fios. I don't know, guys. We might be waiting this one out for a little bit. Oh, hold on. What's going on up here? Also, if you're wondering where these jams are coming from, let me show you. I'm somewhat addicted to this playlist here. Alright, where is it? Hey! Racing game jazz. What's this from? I want to say it's from Ridge Racer, Gran Turismo, Mario Kart, Kuro Q. There's some other stuff in there too. It's just so good. Exactly. Alright, let's try to call him another time. Oh, he's not even on here. He's just completely not even on here anymore. Mac, what do you got going on today, man? You finally get the weekend off or what? He is magical. Oh man, yeah, I feel like you're always on call. I don't know if that's accurate, but at least most of our interactions are you being on call. How's Alien Isolation going? You been doing any runs of that? Thanks for banning Aaliyah. Aaliyah the bot. Okay. Jam time. Let's go. fucking bot. I knew there was too many people in my chat. What's this from? Flag to Flag? I don't think I've ever played that game. Sounds like Alan Holdsworth or something. It's fucking sick. Thanks, Mac. How's your speedruns of Alien Isolation going? I feel like I haven't seen Jan. Family bullshit. Nah, I got you. That's alright. Par for the course, I guess. Well, hopefully get that sorted out. And it's not too grueling, you know? Hey!
Hey!
Holy son of a...
Son of a fucking dick bird.
Did you get another power surge over there or what?
Yeah, it was raining.
Oh. Let's see if I can get your face back over here.
And you know how like when you turn your like the computer I had like it booted my my modem down and then everything doesn't want to work when it comes back.
What the fuck's your face?
I know. I don't even know. Where's your face at?
Where's your fucking face?
Where's your fucking face?
Oh, there you are. Oh, you had it covered up. Ha!
Peekaboo!
Matt sees you.
I see you.
Uncle Matt.
I'm trying to fix something.
Yeah, you're right. It will pass. Back in around a week or so. Cool. Yeah, it's good to see you back on. It's hard to get motivated to press that that stream button though.
Yeah. Oh, way better.
Like me and Matt were talking about at the beginning of the stream. It's like if you don't have the energy, and you don't have the capacity or the, for lack of better terms, bandwidth, I'm not streaming. It's the last fucking thing I'm doing.
Yep.
Last thing.
I did get to play some Super Metroid when I was flying on planes this past week. It's the get bombed. You ever see that?
I didn't hear what you said.
I said the escape when Metroid after they get bombed. And they jump out of there. It's called Escape from Alcatraz. I was trying to do that, and it's retardedly. It's difficult.
Wait, what part is it?
So you go and you get Morph Ball, and then you get Morph Ball, and then when you get if Bob come out, go get Bomb, and then right after you get Bomb, you come back out, and you gotta jump up through, and it's called Escape from Alcatraz. The strat is just ridiculous. It does cut down on a good amount of time, but even like CV4, some of the strats where they do damage boost is just, you gotta be perfect.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people who watch people do speedruns, they're like, oh, like that's easy enough. No, it's not. It's not. There's nothing easy. Even white belt strats are fucking. You gotta practice them. You're not gonna hit them. No, yeah, I
What was
agree.
that shame?
Yeah, CV4 is definitely not an easy run. It really isn't. It took me like, what, it'd take me 2 years to get a fucking 37. I mean, granted, I wasn't going hard nose to the grinder, but I definitely have 1,000 hours into that game for sure. For
Easy.
sure. For sure.
There's always room for improvement. What's your summit? Nah.
I think my summit best is like a 34. I just
Dumb.
haven't put it together. I just haven't put it. That's the thing. I haven't put it together.
What's the world record on that? Do you know off the top of your head?
31:18.
Oh my god, that's still disgusting.
Yeah.
I think that's Super Metroid. Those are the two games I follow a lot. Super Metroid, he just beat that world record not too long ago by like 10 seconds.
Oats, yeah, crazy.
Like put it, and there was I watched the whole run, and there's still imperfections. Like it isn't a flawless run.
Speaking of which, Mac, did you see that Joe D'Amelio is back at CV4? So there's this dude Joe. I'm not sure if you're familiar with him, Matt, but he's like top tier gamer, and I think second in place for CV4 right now. Second or third, I can't remember. It's one of those. And if anybody's gonna beat it, it's gonna be, I don't want to say just him, because it's not just him that's in the, but I'd say he's the closest one right now. Oh, it is. Yeah. Oh shit, he was first. Okay. So yeah. So he's back at it, and he's one of the few people that is theoretically possible of taking that 31:18. It'll be interesting. Yeah, I could see Vroosh too. Yeah.
Just following that community is so cool.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. But back to what Matt was saying for Super Metroid. Yeah, who the fuck thought that Oats was going to take it with you said a 10-second gap from...
It was during a normal, during a normal stream.
It's Toasty,
I
right?
watched it. He's just fucking around, and he just he literally puts it together, and at the end of the run, he starts to cry. He's like, you don't know how I get. It just happens like that. It does.
Yeah, you talk about...
A lot of people that are making these world records are just playing.
Yeah, these guys have played for this game for what, 15 years? Tens of thousands of hours, like probably more.
When I was young and I was actually interested because I've always been like decent at the game. I'm not like a speed runner. I'm good at it. And when I remember when I was hitting just above like an hour, I thought, and when it was already down in like the 50 minutes, I thought I was incredible. I was like, wow, I'm doing so good. I just look up traffic.
50 minutes is fast as fuck. 50 minutes is fast as fuck.
Dude, 50 minutes is just dumb fast.
Anything under an hour is fast as fuck.
Listen, there's somebody that's doing 100%. I gotta look up 100% in like an hour and 5 minutes. 100% of the fucking game. I mean, they're doing shit that's like, especially some of the stuff now that what they're doing is where they're firing super missiles and then chasing them with Shine Spark. Like it's fucking, the input is amazing how fast they are.
It is crazy.
That's why there's so many different categories. Like there's reverse boss order, regular boss order. There's all these different things.
The first time I seen RBO, that reverse boss order that it's fucking impressive. I mean, it's all impressive. But if you've never seen RBO, look up RBO. It's insane.
You're dying the whole time. You're dying the whole time.
It's so crazy to watch. It's beautiful. Like it is beautiful.
Like literally pushing the boundaries of the game. And you know what makes me like ponder, right? Makes me really think, especially with CV4 and especially Super Metroid. When they built that game, was all these little strats anticipated when they built it? Because all these little things you just reach with without the high jump boots, you just make so you can wall jump off of it. It was all this stuff calculated when he built the game, or is this all on act? It can't be all on accident.
I mean, some of it, it's probably both, right? Some of it may be unanticipated, and some perhaps anticipated, I'm sure. But yeah, there's some odd tech in that game. I don't know, I feel once you uncover the first few layers of the proverbial onion, you could say that about a lot of games. You know, like Mac, even in CV4, there's some tech in that game where you're thinking, huh? You know, did they was this on purpose, or was it just a bunch of nerds getting together, finding the fastest way? And it might be both. It could be both.
It is. Even with the first level of CV4, when you jump over and you're doing the damage boost, I remember watching you and like comparing and me playing CV4, and those damage boosts put you ahead. Especially Super Metroid is the same thing. You can damage boost across the room.
Right, it's like LRR. Yeah, or you take the spikes on the fucking ceiling. Right. It's crazy.
And all that stuff comes down to numbers as well, especially with CV4. It's all about numbers and how it is and how much health you gotta get and how much damage you are allowed to take before it's strat. It's strat fucking tech. It's like 10.0.
Yo, have you ever seen any of Mac's CV4 runs?
No.
Mac, are you still top 10? Like, Mac's like a real deal fucking CV4 runner. Let's look it up. Let's find out.
Let's find him.
Let's find him. Let's get Mac. Let's get him. Mac's also like a really good advocate for CV4 runners. Always popping in people's channels, helping them out, helping them not suck. And there aren't too many fucking people like Mac doing that shit.
Thanks, man.
So he really is
being on our channel.
Yeah, he really is an asset with this. I mean, just the community in general. Unfortunately, I feel like the community is a little bit different, perhaps shifted a little bit since when he was running it. But let me see if I can find it if he hasn't posted yet. Alright, so Mac is 13th place with a 32.41, which is fucking insane. And then Andy's 12th. Andy's behind Mac, or I should say ahead of Mac by 2 seconds, which is nothing. And Andy's another fucking sick runner. Let's see who else is up here. Furious Pulse, and he's still in 5th. Yeah, it's Vroosh, Joe, and JC. That's crazy. Yeah, we'll see. I'll be really.
I was looking at the
Yeah, I'll be really interested to see if Joe takes first place and JC comes back to it. That'll be a fucking trip. That excites me.
Where's the top of the mountain, though, is the real question. Like,
top of the mountain? I mean, theoretically, that would be a good question to ask Mac. I don't know. What do you think? What is the top of the mountain, Mac? What is that?
Has it been so? My question would be for the community, right? Is if there's a tool assisted run for CV4, is that the top line, or can human element still wax out and inch that out?
Yeah. So Mac, I'm with you. I want Joe to get it too, but I want Joe to get it just so I can watch JC go fucking full ham on it again. Max says that he has a 35x tasked out. So yeah, that's task. What do you think would be humanly possible? Like if you take someone like Vroosh, 2Cat, Joe, and JC. Like, you know, JC's is a fucking maniac. Like, do you think of a 31, like a 3110, 31. Like, what is humanly. I don't know. What's the word I'm looking for? Viable.
Right.
A new Zippin 4 that could save 5 more seconds. Is that the one that Kung Fu Crickets found? Oh, really? Yikes. Yeah, so there's not a big window. No shit, cool. That's really cool. Yeah, I haven't seen, other than KFC fucking around with it, I haven't seen anybody do it. But it's pretty cool that he found some tech in there. Oh, did we lose Matt? Did I?
No, you're...
Oh, no, you're not on my screen anymore. Hold on. Oh, there you are.
I just love that shit. It's so awesome, like how they do it.
It really is.
I've been getting into, as of lately, I've been getting into a lot of the home brews that China is making of Super Metroid, because of Super Metroid, and there's like, obviously you've seen Super Metroid Impossible.
Yeah.
And then there's all these other Super Metroids that are basically, they're taking the game and ripping the game apart and putting it back together and label it like another thing, and they're modifying the game. It was like a homebrew.
Uh-huh.
They're sick as shit. I ended up picking up a couple from Japan.
That's cool.
And they're really neat, but they play different. They all play a little different. It ends up being cool.
Well, you mean like the physics are a little bit different?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Interesting.
I wasn't by such a small margin.
But noticeable,
One
right. So Max says, in regards to the newfound boost in 4, or not the boost, the Zippin 4 that was found by KFC, there's no real way to know if the window's even viable until you're, kind of doing it. Yeah, that's something. I'm sure somebody will figure it out further. If there's one thing that I've learned about speedrunners, they're consistent in finding new tech, so it's cool.
Yeah, Famicom has got a bunch of them. I'm trying to look up like the some of the ones. So yeah, there's about 15 of them out.
15 homebrews on Super Metroid?
Yeah.
I believe it. I'm actually surprised there's not more.
But I'm talking about full games that are built for it, that are actually good, like good home brews. Like I'm talking about like that are actually functional, playable, that people will put in a good amount of time. I actually got a couple. Ancient Chozo is a really cool one I just picked up, and I got that as recently. I haven't played it, but I got it. It's actually a cart, so you can plug it right into your Super Nintendo.
That's cool.
Yeah, I figured just collecting them because I'm such a Super Metroid fucking freak show that I love it.
Were they expensive? Or are they reasonable?
No, like $35-$40.
A little expensive, but
For good. No, they're great. They're good cartridges, man. They're good cartridges. They work well. I would love to try to figure out how to rip them down to a
ROM.
game file for my SNES and play it online. But I'm pretty sure they're out there. I just haven't went digging.
Yeah, they probably have it on a torrent site somewhere, I'm sure.
Yeah, I'm sure.
They usually do.
Yeah, there's Super Metroid Contaminant Chamber, there's the Chozo one, there's the Temple of Winds, and they're all really neat because they all have they're all Samus playing, and it's all kind of the same, but it's discolored, and it's really crazy. I actually really enjoy the fact that Zero Mission got hacked and put out onto Super Nintendo, because that's a Game Boy game, and
That's a Game Boy game and scene. Alright guys, just a heads up if this is Matt's next and third energy surge. We're gonna go ahead and call it. Should I leave his fucking mug up here? Or I'll take it off. Alright, we'll give him a minute. He is too. Yeah, if you guys don't know, Matt's a real pole sucker, so it's on brand. So he's in Florida, down by Naples, and he's in a more rural area. So as you well know, anybody in rural areas have the worst internet connections. Looking at you, JC. No, I feel like his streams haven't been bad lately. Have you been watching any of his Z2 runs, Mac? Yeah, I get to catch one every now and then, but for the most part, I think he's yeah, he's kind of all over the place. But if I'm not doing shit, if I'm able to catch one, I'll leave it up because they are interesting. But yeah, similar to you, it's hard to keep. Alright, I don't know, guys. I think Matt might officially be done. Well, we got 22 minutes, at least from the last attempt, so that's good, right? Yeah, I don't know how the fuck he does that. And yeah, Matt, good to see you too, man. Always great to see you on, joining the chat, and hopefully see you around. Is there anybody on? Who the fuck is on? See, we got a little mixer playing Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. But if you guys don't know who Mixer is, he's actually cool as fuck, dude. Super nice. Actually a fucking top tier gamer. Let's go say hi to little Mixer. Raid. I don't know if there's a hyphen in there. Let's fucking find out. Oh. No? Alright, let's go say what's up to Little Mixer. He is cool, I promise. Yeah, let's see if this fucking raid works. Alright guys, let's go say what's up. Thanks for stopping by. Love you. Till fucking next time. See ya!